Okay, we're live.
Hi, I'm John Spector. I'm CEO of the Conference Board. I'm here with Lynn Franco. Lynn runs the Consumer Confidence Index work. About a minute and a half ago, we published the Consumer Confidence Index for the United States for April, and we're about to find out what happened. I don't know myself, so Lynn, what was consumer confidence in April?
Well, John, it came in at 94.2, down about 1.9 from March.
And talk a little bit about the trends. Why do you think it went down?
Well, we've seen a lot of volatility over, I think, the past year, partially due to what we've seen in the stock market, some disappointing news sometimes with employment, a little bit of uncertainty. But overall, I think what we've been seeing is more of a sideways trend. So really reflecting what we're seeing in the economy. No pickup, but no real deterioration either.
How long has it been going sideways for?
I'd say for over a year now. I mean, we've had some improvement in terms of the present situation, which is good news. It tells us the economy remains on solid footing. Expectations have been a little bit more fluctuating throughout the past year.
So we asked separate questions. One about what's the present situation, what do consumers think about the present situation, and then what do they think about how far in advance? 9 months, 12 months?
6 months out.
Okay, and so what is the view? Is expectations up or down?
Expectations were actually up, and they remain relatively strong. And actually, they're about 10, 15 points higher than they were a year ago. So again, the economy is on good footing.
Right.
Expectations have been fluctuating, and I think that's because consumers don't feel that the economy is going to gain any substantial momentum. On the flip side, it's not going to lose it either, so it's sort of more of the same.
More of the same. What are there differences in different parts of the country? Can we tell differences? Are there certain parts that are more or less confident?
Well, sure. We take a look at the 9 census regions and also the 8 top states. And I think the most pronounced difference that we've seen over the past year is the decline in the West, South, Central states, and particularly driven by Texas and what's happening in the energy sector. So while we've seen a lot of consumers benefit from lower gas prices in Texas and West, South, Central, it sort of had the opposite effect. However, confidence levels still remain strong and the economy remains relatively strong, just not as strong as it was a year ago.
All right, let me ask you a surprise question. Do you think the political process has anything to do with consumer confidence, or do you think that consumers kind of look past that?
It probably does. I mean, these types of events create uncertainty. That usually impacts expectations. That tends to be the shock absorber.
Right.
And, given the current environment, I'm sure it's making consumers a little bit uneasy.
Okay, this is great. Well, what we're trying to do here, this is our first Facebook Live post. What we're trying to do is right at the moment that we release these economic indicators, we're trying to go live with a brief explanation. We also have other indicators for the U.S. economy and around the world, and so we'll be back in the future. Keep posted. Come to see us on our website at conferenceboard.org. Thanks.